Why would a man who knew his wife was cheating on him let her inherit everything? It was 2 in the morning, and the only light in our bedroom was the cold blue glow from her phone screen. Watched her silhouette, the faint curve of her smile as her thumbs moved silently, and a single, gut-wrenching thought solidified in my mind. This wasn't just a fling. This was a plan. For the first time, I wasn't just heartbroken. I was terrified of what she was capable of. A knot of ice formed in my stomach as I realized her ultimate goal. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. It all started subtly, like a hairline crack in a foundation. One evening, Sarah came home from a late work meeting smelling of expensive colonat, the kind I wore. I mentioned it lightly and she laughed it off, saying she'd hugged a male colleague goodbye. A few weeks later, at a fundraiser for my company, I saw her across the room laughing with a man I didn't recognize. He had his hand on the small of her back. She caught my eye, and for a split second, I saw a flicker of panic before she composed herself, excused herself, and walked over to me. She complained about the stuffy atmosphere, completely ignoring the man who was now staring at us with a smug grin. I felt a hot flush of humiliation creep up my neck. My own colleagues had seen it. I was a joke. After that night, her behavior became a series of red flags. Her phone, which used to lie face up on the kitchen counter, was now either in her purse or clutched in her hand. She started working late almost every night, always with a new, elaborate excuse. Client dinner near Lincoln Park or team building event in the West Loop. Then came the receipts. I found one from the Peninsula Hotel tucked into her coat pocket for a single room paid for on a Tuesday afternoon. When I asked her about it, she said she'd met a client for coffee at their lobby cafe. The lie was so smooth, so practiced, it chilled me. The slow discovery was the worst kind of torture. I wasn't a snooper. The thought of violating her privacy felt wrong, but my sanity was fraying. One night while she slept, I picked up her phone. It was unlocked. My heart hammered against my ribs as I opened her messages. The name was Mark from accounting. The texts were graphic. They talked about their afternoons together, about the thrill of almost getting caught. They made fun of me. Mark called me the loyal golden retriever. Sarah didn't defend me. She added her own cruel jokes. They had a whole world, a secret life built on my trust. As my suspicion grew, her attitude toward me turned arctic. Every question was met with aggression. "Why are you so insecure all of a sudden?" she'd snap. "Are you checking up on me?" She twisted everything, making me the villain, the paranoid husband suffocating her. I was losing my mind, caught in her web of gaslighting. The woman I had loved for 10 years, the woman I'd built a life with in our beautiful brownstone near Wicker Park, was now a stranger who looked at me with contempt. They felt invincible, laughing at my expense, so sure of their cleverness. The breaking point came one rainy Chicago evening. I'd come home early to surprise her, hoping we could have a quiet dinner, maybe reconnect. I walked in to find her on the phone, her back to me. "I know, Mark, he's so clueless," she whispered, followed by a soft, cruel laugh. "Don't worry, the house, the savings, it's all half mine. It's just a little more patience." My world shattered. All the air left my lungs. I backed out silently, closed the door, and sat in my car as the rain poured down. I wasn't just heartbroken anymore. I was hollowed out. I sat there for hours, just breaking. The sobs came in ragged, silent waves. The loyal golden retriever was finally off his leash. When the grief subsided, something cold and hard took its place. Strategy. The next day, I contacted a private investigator. I needed irrefutable proof, a detailed log of their every move. For 2 months, I played the part of the oblivious, loving husband. I made her favorite dinners. I bought her gifts. All while my PI was sending me daily updates. Photos of them kissing outside a River North restaurant, hotel check-in records, even audio recordings from a bug placed in her car. Every "I love you," she said to me, felt like a shard of glass in my gut, but I smiled through it. Then, I set my trap. Told Sarah I needed to update my will. I'd inherited some property from a distant relative. I lied. I wanted to make sure she was the sole beneficiary of everything. Our house, my portfolio, my life insurance. Her eyes lit up with a greedy glint she couldn't hide. We went to my lawyer's office. a man I'd prepped extensively. She watched, beaming, as I signed the papers that seemingly left her my entire fortune. She had no idea the lawyer had two versions of the will. The one she saw was a prop. The real one, signed and notarized later that day, left everything to a local children's hospital. The final act was set for our 10th anniversary party. We booked a private room at a high-end restaurant on Michigan Avenue. All our friends, family, and even her parents were there. Mark was also there, invited by Sarah as her colleague. Halfway through the dinner, I stood up to make a toast. I talked about our 10 years together, about love and trust. Sarah was smiling, radiant. Mark looked smug. Then my tone shifted. I also want to thank Mark, I said, looking directly at him, for showing my wife the kind of attention I apparently couldn't. The room went silent. Then the projector screen behind me flickered to life. I played the highlight reel from my PI photos of them kissing. Text messages filled the screen, their cruel words about me for everyone to see. Audio clips of them planning their future with my money. Sarah's face went from shock to ashen white. Mother gasped. Mark looked like he wanted the floor to swallow him whole. I turned to Sarah. "You were worried about our finances," I said, my voice dangerously calm. "Don't be. Per the will I signed last week, you inherit everything." I paused, letting her feel a moment of confused relief. But I also had a health scare. My doctor thinks it's serious, so I had my lawyer draft a new will today, just in case. I pulled a document from my jacket. This one, effective immediately, leaves my entire estate to charity. Happy anniversary, darling. The aftermath was brutal. Her parents disowned her on the spot. Our friends shunned her. Mark was fired from his job the next day for unprofessional conduct with a client spouse me. She was left with nothing. No husband, no lover, no money, no reputation. The divorce was swift. With the mountain of evidence, she didn't get a dime more than what the law strictly required. The last I heard, she was working a minimum wage job, living in a tiny apartment far from the city. The beautiful life she tried to steal was gone. Sometimes, late at night, I sit in this empty house, the same house we once shared, and I think about her. I don't feel anger anymore, or even satisfaction. It's just a profound, chilling quiet. The best revenge wasn't destroying her life. It was showing her the man she had underestimated. The end.